Alright guys, welcome to the FSA channel. What we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be showing you how I package up my Amazon orders, eBay orders, all my reselling orders basically, and the process that I take in regards to when I'm shipping off items to the post offices, all that good stuff, and what it takes and the supplies that you'll need when doing this and when, obviously exploring within this business model. So what we start off with is a plain brown box. Now the reason we do a plain brown box is because we don't want, as an Amazon seller specifically, a different brand on the box that indicates that it came from a different supplier. So the reason this is because customers will complain if they receive a box that has, say, a Walmart logo on it or a Target logo. Anything of that nature is just going to cause confusion for the customer on their end. So what we do as a good seller is we find brown boxes just like this one, right, that has no label, has no brand, anything like that. May have some writing on it, but a lot of the time the writing has no correlation to anything that the customer is going to associate with different suppliers and whatnot. So we find a plain brown box. We obviously have our item here that we're going to be putting into this plain brown box and shipping it off to the customer, right? We got our label that we always have handy. The reason we have our own label is because, once again, we want to show the customer that we're shipping it off ourselves, that it's not coming from Walmart, that it's not coming from, some different supplier that is unlike our own, because, again, they're buying something from us, not someone else. So at the end of the day, we do two different models, right? There's drop shipping on Amazon, there's two-tier. But my main specific model that I teach is going to be the two-tier because, once again, it causes customers to trust you a lot more than if you were to drop ship from different suppliers and they receive something that they obviously didn't order, whether it be from Walmart or Target. And it also just ensures that you are taking care of the package and that someone else isn't fulfilling the order for you. It allows you to actually look at the item, make sure that it's proper, make sure that it's in good condition, and make sure that you're doing your absolute best as a seller to fulfill the order accordingly. The last two little supplies that we have is obviously our knife. We always want to make sure that we're cutting off the label if this specific item, say, came from Walmart, came from, Target, whatever it may be. For the specific example, obviously that's not the case. But if we were to order something from Walmart and then ship it ourselves, what we would do is we would take off any logo on the box that says Walmart, any label, any of that stuff, because what that's going to ensure is that the customer doesn't see, okay, this came from Walmart, okay, this came from Target, it came from the Amazon seller that I bought it from. And lastly, obviously we have the tape here. Tape is, an essential in your Amazon business, especially when it comes to shipping. You want to make sure that your packages are, obviously packaged well. So using a lot of tape is going to ensure that the item doesn't, fall out of the box. I've had that before, even as a seller, as an experienced seller. That's happened many a times to me. So just making sure that you're using your supplies accordingly and making sure that you're using as much as you need, regardless of how much it's going to cost you, is always vital when it comes down to being a good Amazon seller. So step one, like I had mentioned, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take our item that I already bubble wrapped really well. We're gonna shove it in here, right? Make sure that it's secure. You always wanna make sure that there's not a whole lot of room that the item can obviously move around in. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut it. We're gonna use that tape that I mentioned earlier, and we're just gonna tape this along. Now what I like to do specifically is, say you don't have the greatest tape, right? This tape is from the Dollar Tree, so it's not necessarily the greatest, but in regards to efficiency on cost and my supply of goods, it's definitely a winner in that category. But what I like to do is I like to tape the top front, right? And then sometimes what I like to do is I'll like to go around the box to ensure that the tape actually sticks on it and that, once again, the item doesn't fall out of the package. Alright guys, so once that's done, like I said, if this had come from Walmart, if this had come from Target, if this box had some different supplier or reseller or any of that sort on the box, I would obviously be taking my knife, taking off that label, right, that says Walmart, that says Target, that says Macy's, these name brand places that obviously the customer is going to be able to recognize, and then put my own label on it. But considering that this is just a brown box, I don't need to do that step. We're gonna actually skip that, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take the label that I printed out earlier. This is a nice adhesive sticker label that I don't need to even tape on there. I can just slap it on, and it's super simple. You can put it on any side of the box. Preferably, I like to put it on the top sometimes. I don't like to put it on the bottom, obviously, because it's just going to make it more confusing. That may cause a USPS, employee to not scan it because they don't see it. They just throw it in. They don't want to waste their time. The easier and more visible it is, the better. So I always recommend either putting it on one of the sides or on the top, never the bottom, right? Whatever side you want the item to be up on, that's where you should put the label. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take that sticker, like I was saying earlier, right? We're just going to peel it off, throw that little piece away. We're going to take this, and we're just going to shove it on there. Make sure that the adhesive actually sticks. And voila, guys. Now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take all these shipments that I just did, the other day, made sure that they were packaged, taped up well. Everything is good and ready to be shipped off to the USPS post office. So what we're going to do, we're going to load it into that van right now. We're going to shove all this on what they call an APC. You can always ask for this at your local post office. It's basically just a big cart that you can put all the items on, and it'll be a lot easier for you to make sure that you're being efficient on your time and all that. It'll just allow you to take a big bulk of your orders, shove it into the USPS post office, and then they can take it from there. What we're going to do is we're going to shove them onto that APC, wheel them in, scan those packages, and call it a day, baby.
We bout it, 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 you wanna know. We bout it, 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 you wanna know. We bout it, you wanna know. We bout it, you wanna know. I think a robber make a love you or you know me. I think a robber make a door like a door me. I think a robber make a door like a door me. You wanna know, yeah. I think a robber make a door like a...
All right, guys, we're at the USPS scanning the items right now, kind of like I mentioned in the garage there. We have all these scanned. We just got a few more that we need to scan here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the APC over there, and we're gonna go from there. So obviously what I do, I just take the barcode there, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the prompt here that it's gonna have me go through, scan prepaid label, boom, boom. We're just gonna scan it. It's gonna give me that beep, and then at the end here, I'm gonna print out a receipt, and it's gonna give me the plethora of items that we've shipped off today. So the reason why we're doing this right now is because obviously what will happen is if we don't scan these, USPS sometimes doesn't scan them themselves. So what will happen from time to time is that your items will get lost in transit. So you always want to ensure that the items are packaged up, that they're scanned, and that USPS has it on file that they've been scanned. Because what that's going to do is it's going to ensure that the customer sees everything's been scanned, and that it's coming on the way to the address that it's going to.